Hello, my name is Luca Gresta, and I'll be presenting my score analysis for music theory. My score analysis, I'll start with my RNA. My RNA stands for Roman numeral analysis. I used this scale on praise to the Lord the Almighty and for the beauty of the earth. I first figured out what scale I'd be working with. For praise to the Lord the Almighty, I worked with my F major scale and its relative D minor. And I aligned the scale up with my Roman numerals. I have, for my F major scale, I have F major is my tonic. I have G minor, my supertonic. A minor, my median. B flat major, my subdominant. C major, my dominant. D minor, my submedian. E diminished, my leading tone, and back to F major as my tonic. I did the same with my G major scale for the beauty of the earth. And so how I did my RNA is I'd first figure out where my root is within my chords, and I'd figure out if it was in root position, first inversion or second inversion, and using its root position, I would see which Roman numeral it was. And then, depending on if it was in root position, I wouldn't put any numbers. But if it was in first or second inversion, I'd use 6-3 as first inversion or 6-4 as second inversion. And I did that for all of praise to the Lord the Almighty and for the beauty of the earth. I used praise to the Lord the Almighty to do my score transposition. I transposed it from the original key of F major to G major and its relative E minor. How I did this is I took my original praise to the Lord the Almighty, and to make my F major into G major, I raised everything by a whole step. So I took my scale, my F major scale, and I used now the G major scale within my transposition, and I did this for all of praise to the Lord the Almighty. Within music theory, learning music theory, I was able to see the math within music theory by using my mathematical principle. The mathematical principles can be found at the very core of music theory, from the simple counting of beats in rhythm to the complex construction of scales, intervals, and chords. There was lots of math within music theory, from equations with the notes to having to figure out my RNA. And then, by understanding music theory, I was able to deepen my worshiping skills within the Christian faith. I was able to use music theory to be able to deepen my worshiping skills, from being able to use this music to worship God within church or outside of it, to bring more and more people to God, to make Him known, or to know Him and make Him known.